Greetings from Seoul, Korea, and welcome to the GSL Code S. Tastes and Toast here. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing great, man.
It's going to be a good day. We do have Nestea playing today, as well as DRG, two great Zergs. Is Nestea actually playing first?
Nestea playing first.
He's not.
You don't open a show with Nestea, Tasteless. This is a foolish question. What's going to happen is DRG is going to play against Ryung, and we're all going to be like, that was so epic. That was so good. They're amazing. And then a meteor is going to crash through the ceiling, probably kill half of the audience, okay? And it's going to be like glowing and pulsing. And we're like, what the hell's going on? And then it just starts to crumble, and Nestea breaks out of it. And then he walks over to his booth and just destroys.
Is that rock still hanging off?
Of course, man. Like his glasses are broken. His shirt is in tatters. It's like all on fire. And
wow.
That's how it goes. He's open with Nestea. This guy.
How could I be so stupid?
Tell him he's a buffoon on Twitter. He's called me tasteless. Of course, I am Artosis. You can tell me I'm smart for knowing things like this and educating poor Tasteless.
I'll try not to make that mistake again, Artosis. Yesterday we saw some interesting results.
Yeah.
Naniwa made it through
for the second time.
Barely.
It was close.
We actually went to a bar after work and tried to talk about.
And then someone actually tweeted what it was obviously the Colossus was the main issue. Someone tweeted at me and said actually Genius forgot Colossus range. We didn't even notice.
Did he?
Yeah. Yeah, apparently.
I don't think that's right, actually. I think they were actually hitting each other at the same time.
That's what I was told, so I don't know.
I don't know. Well, we'll see. We'll see. By the way, guys, we have the finals in Busan.
Oh, that's going to be
and we're going to keep saying that because, normally we host the finals in Seoul. Not this time. So if you're coming out to, the GSL, we get a lot of people flying in, from Australia and wherever else. They want to watch the finals. It's not in Seoul. You can still land in Seoul. You don't have to rebook your ticket or anything like that. You just take the train straight to Busan. But it's going to be sick. It's going to be in the same location as where the Pro League finals were, on the beach. That one that everybody's seen the picture of.
Yeah.
People know what I'm talking about. If not, you can Google image it. But it's going to be huge. I cannot wait. Mm-hmm. It's going to be, like our 5th trip to Busan.
Yeah, I've been a ton of times down in Busan, man. And then the next day, same place, is going to be the GSTL finals.
Yeah.
Really nice to have those two line up and have them in such a great location.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
It's like that cocktail, Sex on the Beach, but even better.
It's even better.
Because you can just go to the 7-Eleven and buy a beer. It's even better than real sex
on the beach, actually.
Oh, way better than that. Tasteless. Just sand gets everywhere,
man.
Forget that.
All that sand and stuff? No, you don't want that. No, but this is going to be the greatest thing in the world. By the way, if you're in the studio, welcome. I hope you're enjoying the listening experience. I don't think everybody actually had headsets. I don't know if they all know that they can actually watch our stream and hear us. But
probably a lot of them do.
If you see people that don't, let them know. You just need to give some collateral. Front desk. Remember we said
some collateral.
Give them a shoe.
You take off your prosthetic leg and leave it there?
You could do that. I would take that. You can't leave without the prosthetic leg unless you bring it back up.
You could start hopping away, and they're like, hey, bring back that headset.
You're beating him with a prosthetic leg. Come back here.
You kicking his ass with his own leg and foot?
Yeah. Beating his ass, I guess. But
you could kick it.
You could, I guess. It is a foot.
It does have a knee joint taste. Jeez.
Yesterday we had a lot of great games. I would definitely check them out. If you have it, Naniwa gets out of the group. We have Byun get out of the group first, which is a little bit of a surprise to me.
A little bit,
I just, Byun's not the guy I was thinking about in this tournament, but this was a really hard group, and actually, all the players played well, even Keen. Keen got a little bit desperate there at the end.
Yeah, he did. He got a little bit desperate, and it did not work out for him. It was a hard group. Byun is playing really, really well this season. It's surprising to see Genius not get the top 8. He plays so well. He's really one of the top players in the entire world.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm really curious to see how deep is Naniwa going to go. He made it to the round of 8 now.
I think he can get any further. I think he can.
I think he can, but look, if Nestea gets first out of his group, you know what that means? He's actually going to have to face off against Nestea. Or Naniwa's going to face off against Nestea. That's actually insane.
That would be an awesome rematch.
Today we got 2 Zergs and 2 Terrans. So let's go ahead and take a look at those players now. It's going to be DRG, Ryung, Nova, and Nestea.
It's a great lineup of players. Of course, DRG, possibly the best Zerg in the world. He's right up there with Symbol and Nestea.
DRG having a lot of success in recent MLGs. Moving on, we have Slayers Ryung. Now, Slayers Ryung, I feel has actually been playing better than the rest of the players in the tournament.
He
so
looks
far.
like the best Terran this season. His actual play does. He looks fantastic. Supernova.
Never count him out.
Yeah, you cannot count this guy out. He is and has been one of the best Terrans in the world for a long time. Really looking to make it deep this season. And then, of course, it's him. It's Nesty.
And all his greatness. Nesty looking a little sleepy in that shot. He's been sleeping for 1,000 years to get ready for the GSL Codex.
He's a bit groggy.
He's a little bit.
And that's why his Zerg only looks like it's the greatest thing you've ever seen.
Of course.
Because it would blind you otherwise.
DRG and Ryung over here. DRG looking confident and upbeat as always. Ryung looking kind of calculated. A little pensive.
Well, this should actually be a really good match because Ryung is very good in this matchup. Of course, DRG is just a god of Zerg, but Ryung has really become one of the best Terrans that there is. And he looked so fantastic in his last group that I'm excited to see if he can actually make it out of this insanely difficult group.
Well, he was playing abnormally well. It actually kind of looked like back when Bomber was #1.
Yeah, something like that.
It looked so composed, so perfect.
He was like, the style was a little bit different, but yeah, it was just so amazing.
So impeccable.
I'll try to think of a good metaphor for it.
All right, I'll come back to you on that Artosis. Head-to-head, DRG up against Ryung, one of the best Zergs, and one against one of the best Terrans. We're deep here in the GSL Codex. Special thanks to our sponsors. Without these guys, esports would not be possible. In the upper right, we have our Zerg player doing very well in so many overseas tournaments and also a GSL finalist. He is MVP DongRaeGu. As you can see, he had a little bit of a dip here in his previous games. But DRG may very well be the best Zerg in the world. I mean, he's been so dominant. Very mechanical play from him. And in the bottom left, we have our Terran player from the Team Slayers, mentored by Slayers Boxer. He is
Slayers Ryung.
Looking unexcited about this match.
He looks pretty bored.
He's like, I don't care.
He looks like he's playing solitaire on his computer.
Looks a little bit more like Minesweeper to me.
No, that could be Minesweeper.
His eyes
actually
are moving too much for solitaire.
That's true.
You got to be checking
He's got
the
a big
edges,
monitor.
checking where his flags are and stuff, you know.
You ever play Minesweeper?
Of course.
Were you good at it?
It's not hard to be good at Minesweeper.
I don't know anything about Minesweeper. I never played it. So
well, everyone with a brain is good at it.
Really? Okay.
Completely simple.
All right, well, I'm just going to start claiming I was a pro at that.
Go ahead.
My brother used to play that a lot. He used to get really good scores. Actually, speaking of games,
I mean, I want to be impressed, be like cool, but like really, it's really easy.
I'm sorry, I just know nothing about Minesweeper, so I can't tell you anything. Have you played Minecraft yet?
No,
I haven't gotten it yet.
My brother really likes Minecraft.
Well, there's I heard there's a Minecraft documentary that's being made that's actually gotten
Are they making it out of little square bricks?
Yes, they are. I heard it got over 300 grand from Kickstarter, like one of the highest paying Kickstarter things to make the Minecraft documentary.
Hey, Tasteless.
Yeah.
You want to make a Minecraft documentary with me?
Yeah, man, we need to do this right now. Well, this is a huge map. This is basically our biggest map, and they are very far away, so this should be a pretty long and dramatic game.
Yep. Nice quick scout by DRG, seeing exactly what's going on here with that command center first and harassing a little bit, causing some missed mining time and whatnot. Ryung following up with the 2 barracks as is standard. And
oh, nice.
Oh, yeah, that was very nice because that. You know what's very annoying is a lot of time the drone will go in there and try to steal gas or something. You want to get your gases quick, and that'll keep him alive so he can actually kind of scout a little bit more as well. It's just an annoying type of thing. Now, what I want to see here is the style that we're going to see out of Ryung. Is he going to go straight into Reactor Hellions, or is he going to use this new style where we're actually seeing Terrans move out with a bunch of Marines? Because the Reactor Hellions style is getting countered pretty darn well overall against the 5-6 Queen style.
Yeah, I don't know what to expect here. Interestingly enough, Ryung only had 10% votes. for getting through the group.
Wow, that's
so now I really want to know what does Supernova have.
That's bizarre. No, I think he had more because we always make fun of people for, not voting.
I actually think he's going to have less than 10.
Yeah,
I can't imagine ST getting a good amount.
Well, Nesty, everyone voted for him, so he has 100% of the votes. And then
he has 110%. It's not even possible.
Everyone else's percents are negative. Who will Nesty allow to come out of the group with him? It's like Nesty just takes 2 spots.
He eventually has to face himself, and both booths just explode. All right,
that'd be pretty sick.
That would be pretty sick. How many queens do we have here from DRG? Is he going to go for that quick 6-queen style that you really like, or is he going to stick with 4?
He's on 4 right now. We'll see in a moment if he actually wants to go for that. And in fact, he's just going to take a really quick 3rd hatchery. So I would not be surprised if he goes ahead and goes at least 5 queens. If he doesn't go 5 queens, I'm going to be a little bit more surprised, just because having that quick hatchery against someone who is, in fact, teching up to Hellions, you're going to have to be a little bit mobile with your queens. You're going to have to have that creep out there. And in fact, he's going for that 5th queen right now.
Well, it looks like we're going to have very typical DRG style so far. He always gets that 3rd base suit. Generally, what happens is the Terran, or Protoss is 7-2 as well, they take the 3rd base, and then DRG just abuses the fact that they have too much territory to protect. And, it's like, a good 10 minutes of action with DRG just hammering away at his opponent, tearing him apart, until eventually they're either in shambles or they're dead.
Yep. Well, right now, Ryung is being plenty of a greedy here. He's going Reactor to Hellion, getting his 3rd command center, getting a couple eBays as well, and that's really what he's going to have to do. DRG cannot get aggressive. He's just now starting his speed, of course, with 3 bases and almost pure drones out. He's at 50 drones already. And in fact, he's going right up to that 6th queen as well, which is great to see.
Well, it looks like there's no pokes, no jabs here from either player. They are just macro. And, I think that's the way to play it because, frankly, you can't really do anything to the other guy. In these spots when you're this far away, you have to wait until you have pretty mobile armies. Nice sniping those creep tumors. Going to delay the creep spread to the left side. Now going to go for these drones. Whoa, that's a lot of queens.
Yeah. That gang of queens going after the Hellions.
Yeah, man.
Gotta get
Pride of queens.
Don't come to this corner, Hellion. This corner is run by the queens.
All right, we got a Spinecrawler halfway done here. I didn't know that. He's got over 60% win rate with every race. And MVP is the only other player that has it. I had no idea. Normally we have people where they have at least 1 or 2 bad matchups.
Yeah. The stat they're not telling you is that Nesty has over 90% win rate against each race. And that's actually so impressive with these two who've played so many games, especially MVP who's played the most games or the 2nd most games in GSL.
No, I think it's either him or Marine King that's played the most games.
Yeah, they're the top 2. I think it's MVP actually played the most games.
I think you're right.
By 10 or something.
It's actually filling up here in our studio. We actually have I think we're actually out of room. I think we're breaking fire laws now, Artosis. I don't know.
Probably, yeah.
Excellent.
Just more people for the meteor to hit Tasteless.
When SC comes in.
All right. Entrance.
Now, you got to remember, on these big maps, you got to push the creep out, or you do not have a lot of it. Basically, the only time you can engage the Terran is when you're actually defending. There's no moment where you can actually, it's easy to attack into the Terran, so we want to watch for that. And DRG seems to be, very aware of that, so he's pushing in pretty quickly here.
DRG, he already has his macro hatch up. He's getting his Spire 1-1 on the way. Already has a Baneling Nest out. And is making a ton of lings. This is a good timing to make a ton of lings at, just to make sure. This is the time where Terran can start to get a little bit aggressive if they want. And truth be told, DRG doesn't really know exactly what Ryung went for. He's probably assuming this is what Ryung is going for here is what he went for, just because that's kind of the pattern that this matchup's following right now. But he doesn't know, so he has to have those lings out. And of course, he can always threaten some counterattacks and some harassment with that.
It's interesting how much the few alterations with the queens and the overlords here have actually changed the way Zerg played so much. We have so many more queens out on the front now. Lings coming in here to attack this base over here. Does not seem to be very well defended. The bunker isn't going to complete in time, and the answer is no in the last second.
Wow, that was really well done with those lings, but he's going to have to back up on his own creep. And now Ryung's being sent home. Wow, very good by DRG here.
And he'll be pulling out now. just returning home.
Yeah.
DRG taking his 4th base. The Spire's about to finish, by the way. DRG with 800, over 800 gas now. And that's all going to be going to Mutas like in a second here.
And, well, yeah, he's got that +1 on the way. He's getting Baneling speed rather quickly as well, and can't really blame him for that. His creep spread's so good. Having Baneling speed with this much creep is just a great way to crush any attacks.
I love how he's pushing so hard on the creep towards that side of the map.
He's really focusing on that.
He's neglected a little bit going up or going down with the creep, but you know what? Like, this is the direction you have to have it no matter what, because as he pushes down with the creep, Terran's not going to be killing that.
Yeah,
so he doesn't have to worry about that as much.
Well, DRG getting ready to push forward a little bit, it looks like. I think he's just kind of looking for units right now. There's not a lot of damage he's going to be able to do with these Lings, and he does have the 2-2 on the way as well as Baneling speed, so no real reason to get overly aggressive right now. We do have a couple more bases on the way for DRG. In fact, one just popped open, and he's doing a great job, man, but Ryung isn't missing a beat. You know, his macro is on cue. He's just barely behind supply-wise, and he's keeping up on upgrades.
We got Mutas out now. Now, this is the moment where DRG actually becomes scary. DRG really doesn't do much to you until the Mutas are out. Now, the question is Ryung going to be able to handle the Muta harass? Is he going to be Muta-proofed, or is it actually... or is he just going to be ripped to shreds? By the way, DRG actually maxed out, so this is pretty late Muta tech. Oh, my God. Fortune is not on your side, my friend.
Well, fortune is on your side, my friend. My friend, of course, being DRG.
Yeah, it just depends on who you're talking about. It looks like we have a nicely placed sensor tower. I like that. It's pushed pretty far out.
Yeah.
That gives him a real edge as far as where his opponents can be coming from. Looks like he may try to go for the tank here.
Just trying to figure out what he can actually hit right now. Of course, with that sensor tower, it's going to be a lot easier for Ryung to defend. And actually, when you see that circle on the mini-map, you can tell where the sensor tower is, of course. It's in the center. And that's so wide open, DRG could actually find and kill it. But I like its placement regardless of that.
All right, we got some spines and spores coming down here.
Now, it's 83 SCVs to 73 drones. We have 130 Lings out, by the way. Hive on the way. And, I mean, this is crazy, man. They're both basically maxed out. It's...
All right, well...
Quite a power in
I have to say, DRG, if this was any smaller map, the entire map would be covered in creep right now. All right, it looks like he's going to be moving out. Here come the Lings now with the Mutas moving off the creep now. I have to say, Ryung has a really nice spread, but so do the Mutas. And oh, my God, he needs to back up. Oh, actually, no, he doesn't. He has Banelings. Well, he's going to do it anyways, but...
Well, that was... he almost... did that. The Banelings were just a little bit too far behind. It felt like he was almost trying to kill some siege tanks off. But he did a good job with that. He has 82 more Lings in production. Can he crush this army, though? He has to crush it because Ryung is just rallying like a madman into it. His production is insane.
Yeah, he's actually got more supply right now than DRG. I actually have no idea if anybody really has a substantial lead at this point in time. I have to say, Ryung is doing what is very difficult in this situation, is to clean up all these creep tumors.
At this point, I feel like a Raven would even be a really good idea.
I actually totally agree. I think on this map specifically, you want to get a Raven.
Yeah, it's too many scans to take out all these tumors.
All right, well, we're in the phase right now on this map where DRG does not lose 88.9% between 16 and 15 minutes, although I do not think this game's going to end in the next few minutes.
And right now, I love, by the way, that...
Whoa! We got the Banelings coming in here.
And that is a lot of carnage going on.
He's trying to retrieve the Marines upward.
And the
looks like everything's going to be cleaned up here. Look at Ryung's micro, man. Jesus.
Yeah. And the Banelings do actually end up hitting a decent amount here. And the supplies both fall to about 160 right there. Now, DRG is getting a little bit low on Larva. So even though, he's remaxing
that's
pretty
a good
quick.
Observation. Yeah, he is actually behind on Larva.
He has to be a little bit careful. It's still decent at about 18 or so, but the more you use Lings in situations like this, the harder it is to keep up on those Larva because you need so many to actually max out on Zerglings. Now, we do have Infestors out, Adrenal Glands, and +3 on the way. +3 attack for Ryung, almost done. Both these guys just kind of neck in every way. But Ryung, with this great 4th base being up in planetary mode, that's going to be something that DRG has to deal with. He has to decide, okay, do I try to kill the army so hard that I win, or do I start trying to kill bases? It has to be one or the other.
Also note, the longer this game goes on, and I'm saying maybe another 10 minutes from now, Terran's going to have a bit of an expansion problem because you're going to be pretty far out.
Yeah.
As far as these bases go.
It's going to be hard to defend.
Planetary's up there, but it's not as easy to defend.
Well, Nest team moving forward with some infestors, staying right on the edge of that sensor tower, not quite wanting to go in.
And looks like we have some Lings coming in here now with the
He wants
mutas.
the sensor tower, and he gets it.
Nice.
In the meantime, hey, why not kill some other stuff?
He's got to be careful here because, yeah, exactly. They can be fungled just like that. Look at that, setting just a few Marauders and Marines up here. Muta's trying to cover. He needs to get that Marauder ASAP, but the Marauder turns around.
Greater Spire on the way.
We got some Marines. Okay, these Marines, all right, we don't even need to talk about this. Yeah, so far, both players are playing very well. As you can see, it's so far out, so spread out on this map that it's pretty damn hard to get to the other guy's base, especially when they're both maxed.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of Ultras are out and more on the way. A lot of Infestors are out. 3-3 almost done, and Greater Spire coming. I mean, basically, DRG is going to have any units that he wants to actually battle this Terran army. It's just, what order does he make them in? He already has a lot of Ultras and a lot of Banes, but what is he going to do with these right now? There's a lot of Siege Tanks and Marauders out, which is going to make it hard for this army to do what it's meant to do.
You see these SCVs coming in here? He's just trying to free up supply right now. That is not some mistake there at all by Ryung. We're at the point in time where you actually need to get rid of some workers to build a bigger army because, I mean, what else are you going to do? All right. Looks like DRG and Ryung are going to have to engage him here at the top, and he backs up. I don't think either player, especially DRG right now, is going to be able to infiltrate the Terran's base and do damage. I think we're in this for the long haul, guys.
Oh, definitely. But he is getting a second Spire. He's continuing his upgrades, so it's going to be like the massively upgraded Broodlord army eventually. But when will that be? Right now, he's got to use these Ultras and Banelings effectively, because if he doesn't, it's just too big of a waste.
All right, the Ultralisks closing in here now with the Banelings. The Banelings hitting siege tanks. Ideally, they want to hit the infantry units.
Oh, a lot of them being picked off as well. The Banelings really not being that useful. In fact, the Ultras not being that useful.
Is he actually? Okay, I was going to say, DRG must not be watching there. The way that the army turned around for a second. That Ultralisk is so dead. 3 HP.
It's not dead at all. You have never lived until you only have 3 HP left.
Yeah, you can see here, DRG actually it keeps looking for some kind of an answer here, some kind of a solution to the problem that is Ryung's base, but he's not getting in there. At the same time, though, Ryung is not actually able to move out, really. The farther he moves out, the harder it is to actually reinforce, and he's going to be standing on a crate, basically.
Now he's got to be careful because Ryung is starting to move out, and he's got to save these Ultras. He doesn't want to waste these. They're so expensive. In fact, DRG is not even maxed out, but he's making a lot of Broodlords, and with the Spine Crawlers to help support them, I don't think Ryung's going to be able to break this yet. I
think ideally he'd want to push him back with the Broodlords and then leap forward with the Spine Crawlers, throwing them right at the edge of the creep on the left. Well, right now, we're seeing mass starport here.
Yeah, good choice because those Broodlords are on the way. Ryung scanning to take out a ton. This is like a creep tumor field, man. There's like actually so many of these.
Lots of potholes. All right, well, DRG's now spotted the bottom base. Now, Ryung needs to do some damage pretty soon here, or he is going to be behind. This map is so open. Broodlord's pushing out now. No anti-air, really.
That's right. Well, he has those Marines, but the Ultralisk coming up with the Banelings. The Broodlord's really hurting these
Here's
siege
what
tanks.
matters, guys. He's going to take out all the siege tanks, and what that means is that the Terran's going to be reset as far as making siege tanks goes, which is bad. You need the siege tanks to hit the Broodlings, so we might see DRG actually transition back into Muta Baneling and have a tremendous amount of success, landing a mule here for God knows what reason.
I think it was just to kill some Banelings off. And that's because these Banelings are going to be very scared. If he has a lot, obviously he can help take out this planetary. But he's actually going to start repairing that planetary right away here, or he's going to lose it. And it looks like he's just going to lose it.
Yeah, it looks like he's repairing it the last second here. But there's a lot of Broodlings coming up here. We have Vikings coming out. Do we have Corruptors, Artosis?
We have 5 Corruptors, but they aren't down here yet. They got to fly across the map first. They are on their way. But there are a ton of Vikings in production. Only 0-0 on them, though.
All right, stimming up, hitting that Ultralisk. He's continuing to push forward here. I have to say it, DRG is actually shaving off the front of the Terran's base pretty damn well. Can you check the third, Artosis? How's the income at the third base for the Terrans?
It's basically gone tasteless.
All right, so DRG may be on the verge of losing this. He's only got one base, one source of income. DRG totally rich right now.
Yeah, DRG's in good shape. Even though his money's very low, he's mining from all over the place. He has plenty of drones, a great economy going on. And he's done a ton of damage. He's cleaned up so many medevacs. There's only 4 left. So many siege tanks, only 4 left as well. So that's a kind of weak army for Ryung right now.
Yeah, this is so far not good at all for Ryung. You know, I think part of it may be the curse of the size of this map, but Ryung really was impotent for most of this game. I mean, he really could not get across the map. He was not. I mean, he just didn't really do much. I don't even think we saw him push past the watchtower, did he? Even once? I don't think he actually did.
Yeah.
Which, you know, what are you going to do? It's a hard map to play on, but DRG is just in the clear. I think if DRG remakes those Broodlords, gets Corruptors out, or sends Ultralisks, actually, there's a multitude of things he can do here. He can actually wipe out this 4th base. We don't have a shot of it now. There's also a 5th being taken here. But
you know, I'm actually really impressed with Ryung that he just keeps expanding.
Oh, now here's what I'm talking about. He's going to go ahead and push forward with the Spine Crawlers. That's going to give these Broodlords a lot more cover.
Yeah, that's so helpful in this situation. But Ryung is showing his mobility against this Broodlord-based army, and moving towards this base of DRG will be taken out very, very easily.
All right, he's making a lot of Broodlords. So the supply for DRG is less than impressive at 147, but at the same time, you got to remember the way the race operates. It's much easier for them to keep expanding and remaking here. So DRG is going to be probably maxed out again momentarily.
Well, DRG is going for it, man. He's getting his +3 air attack. He has the +1 armor already on air as well. Getting a lot of Broodlords in the center and really focusing on that Broodlord-based army. You know, when you get the right composition of Broodlord, Corruptor, and Infestor, it's hard for anything Terran has to truly deal with that.
All right, he's pushing forward here. Oh, we do have a drop. This is what I think actually Ryung should have been doing a while ago, was actually dropping. Because even though there's mutas out on the map, it takes so long for them to get anywhere that you can actually do a ton of damage to expansions. Hitting this hatchery now. And smartly picking up and backing off. The Corruptor's going to go ahead and come over here and try to gun down these 2 medevacs. Meanwhile, DRG now pushing into the center.
Looks like, well, a nice drop off there, stopping those Corruptors from killing him off, but really he's going to have to send some units back there because he's trying to expand down there. This map's like Green Valleys, man. There are just bases everywhere, and DRG is trying to take all of them. He's just sending stuff all over the place, and I mean, if he can hold on to some of these for a little bit, it's going to be almost impossible for Ryung, but Ryung's doing a good job. He still has 2 fully mining bases going on.
You know, in the past few minutes, we have seen Ryung do a few very, very successful moves.
Yeah.
That have actually put DRG behind.
Well, you know, DRG, despite being down in supply, I really like his unit composition. You know, he's got 16 Corruptors, he's got 8 Broodlords, and 5 Infestors. And that is pretty darn good, man, especially since +3 attack is on the way. But look at this, the mobility of Ryung, just seeing where the Broodlords are and attacking other locations. That's how you have to do it. And this is something we've noticed about Ryung many times. He moves his army more often and better than most everybody.
No, he is quite the chess player here. He is so good at positioning stuff. And that's exactly what you want to do. Basically, guys, he's just avoiding the Broodlord army and he's hitting in other locations. And then what's happening is that DRG actually can't defend. You can see the sluggish Broodlords coming up here now, but oh so too late as the damage has already been done.
Yeah, he evacuates out of there and saves most of his units each time.
The beauty of it, too, is that he's actually kept the Zerg so occupied that the upper left is actually being taken by Ryung as well. And this is supposed to be the hard part of the game.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, the Infestation Pit is gone.
And at the same time, the Ultralisk Cavern's being taken out. Look at that. The tech of DRG is really falling quite a bit.
It's so funny that this is the phase of the game that he's actually doing so well at, you know?
Yeah, this is, well, the thing is, DRG is really committing to this mega army that's very slow. You know, there's a lot of different armies you can get with Zerg against Terran. You know, you could be going for like an Ultralisk-based Infestor Ling army, but in this case, he's saying, all right, I want the ultimate unit composition. But the problem with ultimate unit compositions, they lack speed.
They do. They do. You know, that death ball approach.
Yeah.
Is it the way to play this map? Maybe not. Maybe you should not go Broodlords on this map. Unless you have the Terran kind of sieged?
Yeah, maybe. Well, Ryung is just so good with his maneuvering. I feel like actually against a player like Ryung, maybe you have to go for the Ultralisk Ling Infestor style because, I mean, anything else, and he's just going to run around everywhere and just kill stuff.
By the way, the creep's been messed up a lot on this map. Now he's going to try to drop over here. He's going to have to be very careful. That medevac has 9 hit points.
Well, see what he's able to take out here. Corruptors will finally deal with that. DRG doing a pretty good job hunting down medevacs overall and saving some bases. So right now DRG is mining from 2 locations. He does have a 3rd hatch up that could be mining, but doesn't really have drones there yet. Now,
yeah, go ahead, Artosis.
Ryung has to be careful here. It looks like he may get caught. And look at that, man. Just such good play. The Marauders run down to try to pick off some infestors as they were running up there. Really well done. And
can you do a check for me on the bases of the preview screen, Artosis?
Sure.
How many operational bases does DRG have that he's mining from?
He's got 2.
He's got only 2, okay.
Yeah. 2, and then Ryung, he's just about done mining his, I guess you call it his 3rd. His 4th is already done, but his 5th is good, and his 6th is starting to get a lot of mules at it. So Ryung is really, his income is pretty insane. In fact, it's almost twice as high as DRG's right now. But you know what DRG wants is an actual head-to-head fight. He's like, come on, come out.
Yeah,
fight
he's
me
been
like
looking for a fight for a
what
while.
He is? He's a red coat right now. But
oh, that's actually a good way to put it, yeah.
Yeah, and literally he's a red Zerg, so, I mean, it works even better. And he just wants to fight straight up, but Ryung is not having any of it. In fact, DRG just lost 2 very important infestors with high energy, but did end up taking out some siege tanks.
And, well, I think if he can keep up the harass, I think all he has to do is keep on making medevacs and dropping in various locations, and I do not see DRG holding it. You know, it's funny because I was saying DRG should probably win once we get into the late game, but Ryung is handling himself so damn well.
Most Terrans would die to this, you know, so what we're seeing. But Ryung is absolutely everywhere. His army movements are just dictating where the Brood Lords are at all times. It's a tough situation. And DRG just now remaking that infestation pit, realizing, uh-oh, I only have 1 infestor here. And if, like, a ton of Marines come out, that 1 infestor is not going to save the Brood Lords.
And, well, now we have the Thors, the Marines, siege tanks kind of pushing out towards the center here. And I think, judging from the scan there, I don't think he's going to engage. He might.
Oh, I think he is. He has 25 Vikings
my God,
coming from all over the place.
Oh, man, that's too many Vikings.
And in too many positions, he cannot even fungal at this point. The Marines just targeting down anything they can. In fact, I think they're actually getting corruptors here so that the Vikings can actually just clean up. And I think DRG is actually in trouble.
Whoa, man, this is so nice here.
Yeah, picking up his ground forces.
I mean, by Ryung, excuse me.
Once his ground forces are out of there, the Vikings can just clean up everything, and the Brood Lords are left undefended. But here comes some infestors, and in fact, that scan, he saw them coming and backs up. Ryung, is he the next Zerg Bone Draw?
Is he the next Zerg Bone Draw?
Dude, he's playing so unbelievably well. It's amazing.
All right, but we got a drop coming up over here. It might be deflected by these corruptors. He needs to unload!
Oh! And he actually got the one with all the Marines in it. It's only 2 Marines left. He can clean up the medevacs.
I love when we see drops with tanks after Broodlord's red, because the tanks are no longer as useful, so you might as well drop them in other places.
Really, MMA was the first person we saw doing stuff like that.
Yeah, that's true.
And, well, he does clean that up pretty easily, so that's good. More infestors are on the way, but he's going to need a lot of infestors, man. A lot of infestors. All right, so right now we have 65 SCVs, 51 drones. Let's take a look at the mining bases again. DRG, that one base that keeps dying, he still doesn't have anything mining at. And one of his bases that he'd been mining from for a long time is almost dry. So he's basically mining from like 1 base.
Yeah.
Whereas Ryung right now, you know, he has
I got to emphasize again,
full
guys,
mining.
you do not see Terrans easily having this many bases.
Yeah,
it's not supposed to happen. Normally it's supposed to be the Zerg has the mobility and stuff, but DRG is actually slowly getting smothered. Mm-hmm. And by the way, I think this is the longest game we've casted on this map.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I think so.
For
We're
you
almost
and me,
at 40
definitely.
minutes. Yeah, for us at least. But it is actually a game where we might see every single expansion taken, which, when you really look at this map, is insane.
Well, you know, Ryung, he is taking yet another base, which leaves us with only 1 base that hasn't been taken at all this game. Every other base has been taken at least for a little bit, even if they're not taken right this second. And Ryung just keeps, I'm like watching different parts that we're not showing you. He keeps sending little groups around everywhere, looking for places and ways to actually deal damage. Just small groups.
Yeah,
like
you can see this one up here. And that one's definitely going to get that hatchery. I don't think anything Zerg can get up there in time.
Yeah, that's actually really painful for DRG, too. That was a very important new base of his. And by the way, we have Seeker Miss on the way, so Ryung is realizing that, hey, as this map becomes mined out, he may need more cost-efficient ways to play the endgame. And one way for that is more spellcasters. And that includes the ghosts he's making now, as well as the
Oh my god, huge kill here if he gets these infestors. Oh. Very nice. Broodlords come in here and save the day.
Yeah, that would have been huge.
It's actually insane when you get enough Broodlords how quick stuff dies.
Oh yeah. Broodlings plus Broodlords, they are such a combo, man. Match made in heaven right there.
All right, the Lings are coming up here now, chasing these Marines and Marauders that are just coming here. They're probably looking for any kind of technic again. Nothing to really to see there. Meanwhile, Zerg is forced at the Terran Command Center to lift off.
Anything you kill right now of DRGs is actually really beneficial. You know, anytime you can trade a few Marines and Marauders for anything. I mean, DRG is really playing a scrappy game here. He's having a hard time mining anywhere, whereas Ryung is sitting on such a nice bank.
Well, looks like he's going to go for a drop over here. In fact, he can even drop that other base on the way back. So how's DRG's bottom right base doing, Artosis?
They're doing well. His two bottom right ones are doing really, really well, and everything else is not.
Well, everything else is actually drained, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and the one that he keeps remaking towards the top, Ryung has Marines there every couple minutes.
Yeah, he's never actually gotten that base up and running.
No. DRG's going to lose his hive, man.
Oh, I think you're right, Artosis.
There's like a single Broodlord and a single Queen there to help. And a bunch of Corruptors. Well, actually, the Infestor's coming up. Looks like you will not be losing that hive, so that's good.
Yeah, if you lost the hive, that would just be bad. It takes so long to actually get that hive up. You can kill any of their tech structures in the meantime. It's like just insanely good.
And Infested Terran's actually going to go ahead and kill their old brethren, the Marines.
You ever wonder why an Infested Terran has more hit points than a Terran?
Because he's infested.
What, does it make you stronger?
Yeah.
Oh. How could I be so stupid?
I don't know how you could be so dumb.
By the way, we got SCVs being sacked here. Ryung says, no, I need more supply. I have enough orbitals and I don't need as many SCVs. Ryung also getting a Raven and a nuke.
That's right. Getting his +3 air attack as well. It's going to help out a lot against the Broodlords. And DRG finally holding that base. This is like the first time that's been attacked where he's been able to keep drones at it. All right, so now every base on this map has been taken. It's happened, guys. We can retire the map.
It's over.
Ryung has that top left. He has that top center. Basically, this has been a half map game. But the one base in the bottom is having a hard time being taken still as well. Like, actually, those two bases that are in the very middle just keep being killed by each other, so.
All right, he is moving out here with some ghosts. He's got Cloak. Watch, he actually does it. He starts nuking to just get rid of creep tumors. It's like...
It's a pretty expensive way to do it.
Yeah, man. Not as expensive as a mule.
That's a good point.
All right, we have nuke. Wait, do you know where it is, Artosis?
Yeah.
Okay, nuke at the bottom of the map. Yes. And this one is gonna land. Boom.
Oh, there's also another nuke trying to get the Broodlords.
Oh, nice. I don't know.
Whoa.
Oh, my God.
Oh! No! Insane nuke. DRG. Oh, my God. He's like, this was still a close game, man, but that is a huge bonus for Ryung.
That's so funny. You could see that there was only one nuke that was actually being shot off.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was a terrible death. Did you see that?
That was
stabbed by 3 spine crawlers and fungled.
I think it's quick though, right? Can't be too
no, I think it's pretty painful to hit with a spine crawler. It's like being head-butted by a giraffe.
Yeah, that would be painful. Yeah. Giraffes are fearsome creatures.
Artosis actually loves giraffes.
They're crazy, man. They are actually. Go to the zoo. You think a tiger's... No, a tiger isn't scary. A giraffe is scary. That thing stands next to you, you're like, oh, you're actually much bigger than I thought.
Yeah, man.
And not just tall.
I'm still the guy who's impressed with hippos.
Hippos are pretty scary,
They're pretty damn... In the water, man.
Imagine if they teamed
go
up.
Like, and open up their mouth, and they're like, oh, God, his tooth is like the size of a Coke can.
Dude, seriously, that's the ultimate combo of animals. There's another nuke somewhere.
Nuke somewhere.
Oh, it's in the middle, just trying to get some lings.
Center of the map.
Very center at the watchtower.
At the watchtower.
Oh, we got another nuke. He got a bunch of lings with it, and his own ghost, and 2 spines. Wow, craziness.
All right. And that nuke is going to be somewhere in outer space, hitting another planet, probably killing a bunch of Ewoks or something.
Yeah, now both players are just kind of going to max out again, it looks like, and just try to figure out what to do here. This is getting into, like, unexplored territory. In fact, another nuke at that one of the Zerg bases. There it is. Oh, my God.
sick, man. This
Carnage,
game's actually
man.
out of control. Is this game number 1 today, Artosis? Is this
game
how
number
cool
1.
my life is right now?
This is how cool your life is. We do have Fusion Core and more starports on the way, as well as a bunch of Ravens. So he's going to get even more cost-efficient if possible. And a
All right,
nuke
this
behind
is-
his army attacking this base.
Oh, wait a minute. Is he actually... Oh, my God. That's a nuke to cover this army? And you were too close to that Ghost. No, he wasn't.
No, he ran
Way
away,
to go,
man.
Ghost. I was too hard on you.
You were, man. You don't know the skills of that Ghost.
I can't believe how insane this game is.
Yeah.
Now, when you see these nukes like this, he's setting up nukes positionally so that the Broodlords might fly through that coast. And he is killing him creep, by the way.
Yeah, man. He's doing the taste of strat.
I know, man.
And look at that. The Corruptors almost flew into that. So these random nukes, if I was DRG, I'd be paranoid right now.
Would you realize how stressful it is every time you hear that a nuke's about to land?
Oh, yeah.
And it might not be in a significant location?
Well, he has 3 more nukes on the way, so we'll see those soon. In fact, that Ghost is sitting right near here,
Oh,
man.
my goodness.
This is scary stuff.
Okay, is he going to nuke these?
He's
going to
just-
nuke him. He's going to nuke these.
He's definitely going to nuke him. Is he not?
Is he not?
Yeah, he's sending just higher energy ones. Oh
Look
my
at those.
god.
All right.
Imagine if he just wins because he gets good enough.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Really nice.
Well, a lot of infestors there. A lot of them getting shot with EMPs, but still a ton of energy.
We have spy marines.
Well, now the game is slowing down quite a bit.
Well, we're getting to the point where the maps almost find out.
Yeah. And I just want to go back to what you were saying earlier, Tasteless. A giraffe and hippo teaming up is the ultimate, team of fighting animals.
Well, you got
Someone's
one
gonna
that's
think,
good in the water, one that's good in
a giant albatross. That's good. With a shark, it's like, no. First off, the hippo's going to kick the shark's ass.
Oh, yeah.
The albatross is going to be flying around. You know how tall a giraffe is? Just bites it out of the sky. Tasteless. Ultimate animal team.
Ultimate. We've got this solved, our
Got it solved.
We need to come up with more ultimate animal combos.
Well, I think we got it right there. All right, so
We got some Ravens out here. You mentioned earlier, but I think oh my God, he's going battle cruisers.
I think we're going to see the attack now, Tasteless. This is going to be it. And yeah, he does have Neural Parasite. Basically every upgrade he's got.
All right. Oh, defensive nuke.
Good choice. Defensive nukes, very smart to use.
Back up.
Oh my God.
I don't think he notices the red dots.
He notices. Calm down. It's fine.
Sorry. I forgot my inhaler.
But yeah, these defensive nukes is something that one of the first players I saw doing it a lot was Morrow, actually, and
we saw TLO doing this. I think very first.
Oh yeah, we saw some nukes to trap.
All right, we got secret missiles, I would assume.
Sick! You kidding me? And now
Why is this the coolest game we've ever casted?
look at these secret missiles, suicide ravens, and they are nevermore. It's the Viking invasion, Tasteless.
Damn. Did the Vikings win this?
Yeah, man.
You know, it's hard to tell when you get these massive Corruptor Viking fights. I'm like, well, I never actually cast this, guys. I don't know what this is supposed to look like.
Well, the Vikings actually have one more upgrade, and there's ghosts underneath, so yeah, they would have won that. But right now, DRG is in really bad trouble. I mean,
this is like the sickest late game TDZ. All right, I sense nukes coming over here. I guess he doesn't even need to, really.
well,
And DRG rushing down here to try to save it here. There's a lot of battle cruisers out here.
I mean, he has Corruptors coming in.
Can you do a... Okay, GG. All right.
Wowzers.
We just casted the coolest game ever. Look how bored Ryung is. He's like, God, it's so boring being really good. I am blown away by how good Ryung is,
That was
man.
52 minutes in StarCraft time.
Yeah, let's see here on our actual clock. That was
45 minutes since we started the show.
45 minutes, so...
Craziness. Look at DRG. He's like, wait, I had half of Whirlwind, full tech, all my upgrades, and I lost? Ryung's like, yeah.
I can imagine what Cella's actually talked to him about in there.
So I was like, I'm not sure what happened in the mid-game because I was, I was back in the other room, fell asleep on the couch. The game was so long. I've been up helping you practice. But it seemed good. And Ryung's like, yeah, it's pretty good.
I can't even believe that Ryung outclassed DRG like that.
Well,
Dude,
Ryung,
I thought actually once we saw Ryung trying to take the 5th base, I'm like, well, here's where Terran basically loses. They run out of time. You know what I mean? It's so hard to take. Remember last group, Ryung
in his last group, looked like the best Terran in GSL so far. He did. He just it was like, oh, whoa, Ryung is playing like a godly style here. He's just playing so well. Who's going to beat this guy? And now we just saw him against DRG on a gigantic map, which normally favors Zerg, especially when you get to the uber late game. But holy crap, did he play well. Perfect maneuvering, amazing compositions, expanded like a madman.
There's something very telling when you see that they can actually use nukes like that in the late game. That's so hard to do.
Well,
Ryung fighting there. We're all going to be on camera, I guess. That game was amazing.
Well, we're not going to a much smaller map, man. We're going to Cloud Kingdom.
I don't know if the players need a restroom break or what's going on. So I was actually surprised we're on camera. We don't normally just go on screen like that. But Ryung. It was. I want to highlight this again. The positional nuking. He's actually what he's doing is he's putting a nuke where the course of the Broodlords should be. That's how those Broodlords got hit that one time. And of course, what the funny part is, first of all, if you didn't know, if you don't play a ton of StarCraft, you only see a small red dot if you're being nuked. You don't see that big target.
Yeah, so, that's for us.
So if you think about it, on that map that's that big, and he's nuking in locations that Broodlords are supposed to fly in, the odds of DRG actually looking at when the Broodlords are on course, instead he's probably looking at other bases.
Yeah, he's like jumping around because he has so many bases, so many locations.
Yeah, he doesn't want his drones to get nuked.
Yeah. Craziness. Great idea. Great style by Ryung. Dude, this is the best season of GSL ever. Like, the players that we have here.
Absolutely the best season.
It's unfathomable.
Well, now everybody's figured the game out. We've weeded out the jobbers. We've weeded out the snarfs.
There are no schnarfs left.
They just run into siege tanks in siege mode. No schnarf.
I mean, I'm actually just thinking of all these players that have gotten through so far, and it's like, even
the players that have been eliminated so far.
Can Ryung win GSL?
Yeah, I think he can.
He has chances, man.
By.
Like, he just did that to DRG, and DRG and Symbol are very close in skill. And Symbol's the guy that we're all kind of like, whoa.
Yeah, what?
I can't wait to see Ryung and Nestea fight, though. That's going to be crazy.
It's going to be so sick.
Because Nestea has a different style than DRG. That's like,
Nestea
Joke Society is a very, like, Nestea is like a more thinking, like, style, whereas DRG is like just so good.
I feel like Nestea watches his opponent more and reacts, whereas DRG is somebody
who's
actually
with this.
Yeah, DRG is like already got a game plan. He's very focused at his base until he gets the machine set up. All the parts are working, and he just attacks.
Yeah.
I cannot believe Ryung played that well. He actually was splitting up his army so much in the late game that there was no opportunity for the Zerg to attack the other bases.
Yeah.
Which is kind of the problem there for Zerg. So many nerds.
Well, I think
Wave high, nerds. Oh, too late. I tricked him. Took him off camera.
For that map, I think the Ultra Ling Infestor composition would have been a better choice. Just because of how good Ryung is at splitting everything up.
I don't think you need to go Broodlords on that map or stay on Broodlords. I think it's a nice tech switch, but you can't actually depend on them.
Yeah, he was like, I just have such an income, I can make the Ultimate Army. And he made the Ultimate Army, but Ryung, just whittled stuff down for days, or at least for 45 minutes.
Yes. All right, guys. We're going on to game number 2, DRG against Ryung. Can DRG come back? He was looking good, but wasn't good enough. And is Ryung the new Jerk Bajwa? I don't know. We're going to find out soon here in the GSL Code S.